It's day 171. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Yes, 171. I've just got back from my walk. Getting back out. It's cold. It's wet. It's dark. It's not what it is in summer. But I went out. I think today I managed to do 2.5 miles, which again is nothing for me. But it was, I think, considering my target was to do 2,500 steps every day. Consistency is the key this week. 6,323 steps. So yeah, it was a nice little walk. But like I said, it's so dark, and at this time of night, all the kids are coming. So there's loads of finishing school. So there's like loads of cars, and it's obviously dark and stuff. So and I don't have any really bright like luminous gym wear, so I'm out there walking in like a black hoodie and black leggings, so but I done it. I am now going to get showered and relaxed and chill for the evening. I wanted to talk a little bit about how I was feeling yesterday. So the feeling definitely, like I've learned, sleeping on things definitely changes the way you feel and stuff like that. But I realised after I done my post and as I was uploading it that whilst I was having a real repel of kind of certain things, I was being really drawn to contact a couple of people. And I kind of like stopped for a moment. I was like, why am I kind of feeling repelled from social media? Like I don't want to see or speak to anyone, but I feel like this real pull to speak to these two individuals. And I realised that yesterday was a full moon, and the two people that I was drawn to message were the two people that when I lived in South America, every full moon, the three of us would go and we would walk along the beach and we would look for the moon and we would sit and we would do like salutations and like wash ourselves in the sea, and we'd take our crystals down and do like really, we would do it was weird because it was me and another person who was Argentinian, so they only spoke Spanish, and another person who was Brazilian, so they only spoke Portuguese, and then there was me. The lady who could speak Portuguese could speak sort of English as well. The girl who my friend, my friend, she's like my sister, who could only speak Argentinian. Couldn't speak English, so we would communicate through like Google Translate and my pidgin, very, very, very pidgin Spanish, because my Spanish that I learned was in southern Spain, whereas Argentinian Spanish is a very different Spanish to Spain Spanish, which I learned with Portuguese because I lived in Albufeira in Portugal, but Brazilian Portuguese is very different. So going over to South America, knowing that I was going to be like around people that speak Portuguese and Spanish, I was like, yeah, I've got enough to kind of get me by. Nope. I scraped through, and when I would say stuff, people would just look at me funny. But thankfully, the people in Argentina and Brazil are so loving and open and caring that they appreciate you trying. But yeah, so I was drawn to these two people, and I was like, why am I drawn to these two friends? And I was like, oh, it's the full moon. So I went and stood out in the garden, spoke to the moon, messaged them both and said, guys, I love you, I miss you, it's a full moon, please look to the moon tonight and know that I'm looking at the moon as well and thinking of you, and I love you and I miss you and I'm drawn to contact you today. We used to call each other the three witches, and we always talked that we would get like a little witch tattoo to signify like our connection that we had whilst I lived in Brazil. So yeah, it was weird how my soul was drawn to contact and communicate with those two people, whilst I was kind of like feeling like a real kind of pushback from wanting to kind of communicate with anyone else. And it just made me realize that my intuition is my absolute voice of my soul, and that on the occasions when I haven't listened to it, I have kind of had a few lessons to learn, and there's been times when I have listened to it and it's brought a lot of pain and heartbreak, and I've always questioned, have I done the right thing? And this yesterday was, it just, I laid in bed when I was going to sleep, and I was just laid there for a bit, kind of going, because they both messaged saying, love you, miss you, you hold my heart, my world. And I was like, the connections that I've made through my travels, these people aren't just like people I've met. This is family that I've created. I've been back from Brazil for 2 years now, or just, well, 2 years in November, and I love and miss them like I saw them yesterday. And the fact that that connection is still there is just such a beautiful thing. I'm so blessed. Like I put in my post, having people that you meet that turn into family makes you the richest person on this planet. To have that, to have someone choose you to hold a place in their heart and their mind, there is no money there is no amount of money in this world that can equate to that feeling. And so that was kind of how I left last night. I went to bed feeling very full, even though I was feeling kind of like real questioning when I was doing my journal. And it like I said, doing this journal has made me stop and kind of really think about things, whereas I would have probably just gone to bed going, I don't know why I feel like I'm this, or I feel like I'm that, and I probably wouldn't have taken action to contact these people and just let them know that I'm thinking of them. And you've just got to listen to your heart. Your intuition screams so loud, and so many times we put it, we push it to the back and go, we ignore it, and we think, oh, it's not the right thing to do, it's not just I am learning so much that you have to just go with your heart on every single occasion. But yeah, so that was kind of my evening, and I just wanted to sort of recognize that how I was feeling yesterday. And like I said, these journals are for me to record my experience and my growth and my learning about myself, about my mind, about everything about me. And I'm just so proud of myself for kind of like taking that opportunity to kind of question, why do I feel like this? What's this telling me? What's this teaching me? But yeah, and I felt so full of love after speaking to them last night, that when I went to bed, I was just like, and one of them was like, when are you coming back to South America? Please let me know. I will be here to meet you, and we have to spend time together again. And I'm really upset and disappointed that there was a friend from South America, or I say a friend, it's like a sister from South America, who was over Christmas and New Year, who I was supposed to be going and seeing. I was supposed to be, if I'd passed my test, driving down to see them in the time between Christmas and New Year. But because my driving test person had said that my wheel bearings were going and my MOT's not till next week, I just didn't trust. And plus it would be a lot of motorway to get to London. I just didn't trust driving with a car that I wasn't sure whether was fully like up to speed. And it just made me like stop and think about them and miss them. I just went to bed thinking of all the people that I've met around the world who, strangers who have become family. And it's such a beautiful thing. Like, every stranger is a potential friend, and every friend is a potential chosen family. And I'm so blessed that I may have grown up with a very, very small, almost non-existent family, but I am blessed in the amount of chosen family that I have around the world. And it just makes me smile. So that's it, Stacey. I love you. I'm proud of you for getting out. Consistency, day 2 done. Tomorrow you have to do some driving. You've got to get down to see Katie in Bedminster. So you've kind of figured out your journey. So you should be able to get your steps in there and back. because I'm gonna drive but park in a car park that's kind of a little bit away, so I have to walk to the studio and back. So I should be able to get my steps in. If not, I'll definitely be able to get minimum 2,500 steps in for sure, but I don't know if I'll be able to get all of them in on that trip. I might, when I get back, have to do a little walk around the block, but I will do it because I am committed to myself this week. Consistency, commitment, show up for yourself. You would do it for others, so do it for yourself. But yes, I love you. I'm proud of you. Have a nice evening. Drink some water. You haven't had much water today, and especially with like getting back out and getting your body moving again, you need to make sure you stay hydrated. Enjoy your evening. Take it easy. Stay kooky as always, and I'll catch you tomorrow.